Hello, this is Mr. Sullivan, and today we're going to be going with lessons for April 22nd, 23rd, and 24th, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. Hola, habla el señor Sullivan. Hoy vamos a revisar las lecciones para miércoles 22, jueves 23 y viernes 24. Okay, we're going to start with a lesson for Wednesday, the 22nd of April. And we're looking at problem solving using stem and leaf plots with decimals. All right, so stem and leaf plots we looked at up to now have all been with whole numbers. So we're looking now at what would happen if the stem is a whole number and the leaves would be the decimals. All right, so we're looking at this one. The meteorologists in Odessa, Texas record the rainfall averages for each month of the year. And we look at the key, it says 1/71 represents 1 71/100 inches. So we have here is the stem is the whole number, and the leaves then are the decimals. All right, so the first row being the decimals between 0 and 1, the second row being the decimals between 1 and 2, and the third row being the decimals over 2. All right, so then this is what we have. Now, we can answer questions about this now. I'm going to slide this up just a little bit. Okay, for how many months did Odessa have an average rainfall total of 6,500 inches? So if we look at 6,500, now that has a 0 in front, so it's going to be the first row. And and if we look here, we have how many of these are 6,500? Well, there's 2. So the answer here would be 2. So the answer here would be 2. All right, so there's 2 months. What is the difference between the lowest rainfall total and the highest rainfall total? Well, the lowest rainfall total here would be 4200. The highest rainfall would be 2 and 3100. And so what we can do is simply take the difference between those two. So we have 2 and 3100 minus 4200. We can't take 2 from 1, so we have to regroup. That becomes a 2. This becomes 11. 11 minus 2 is 9. We can't take 4 from 2, so once again, we're going to regroup the ones, and a one whole unit becomes 10 tenths. 12 minus 4 is 8. Okay, 1 minus 0 is 1. Entonces, lo que estamos haciendo aquí es, pasarlo en español otra vez, es cuántos meses tenía Odessa una caída de lluvia promedia de 65 décimos pulgadas. Ok, pues esto es ya, aquí tenemos, el número empieza con 0, ¿qué es esto? 65 son esos dos, entonces son 2 días. Ok, ¿qué es la diferencia entre la lluvia menos y más y la lluvia máximo total? Ok, lo menos es 42 centésimos y lo máximo es 2,31 centésimos, y la diferencia entre ellos es 1 y 89 centésimos. Entonces la respuesta aquí es 1 y 89. Entonces aquí piden que create a question that can be answered by the data represented in the stem and leaf plot. Solve and record your solution. Use these sentence stems to help you formulate your question. Entonces, you can ask, for example, how many months had rainfall over? And you pick an amount. Okay, so let's say, well, how many had a rainfall total over 1 inch? Okay, so aquí dice que hay que crear una pregunta que se puede contestar utilizando el data en el diagrama de detalle hoja. Resuélvelo y escribe su solución. Ok, entonces, ¿cuántos meses tenía lluvia sobre una cantidad? Entonces puse 1 pulgada. Pues es que ninguno es 1.0, entonces todo esto de 1 y 2 son más de 1 pulgada, porque este es 1 y 71 centésimos, etc. Entonces tenemos 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. La respuesta sería 6. 6 meses. Okay, 6 months. Now, how many months had rainfall less than? Okay. Entonces, ¿cuántos meses tenía lluvia menos que? Y vamos a poner 1 pulgada otra vez, nada más para ponerlo sencillo. Okay, well, this is number 1, so all of these are less than 1 because these are all decimals. with 0 in front. So these are all part decimals, which is one fraction, or fractions of one whole unit. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So the answer would also be, okay, 6 months. Aquí los que tenemos menos de 1 pulgada son estos, que son, empieza con 0, son los decimales estos, que son fracciones, y cada uno, hay 6 de ellos, entonces 6 meses también. Okay. How many months had rainfall greater than blank but less than blank? Entonces ya queremos aquí dos números, okay, y queremos saber la diferencia entre ellos. Okay, decimos, okay, ¿cuántos tenía más que 1 pulgada? Okay, pero menos que 2 pulgadas. Okay, we're looking at how many months had rainfall greater than 1 inch but less than 2 inches. So we would look here, and what we would see is, okay, this row here, these are all 1 and a decimal, so these are all greater than 1, but they're all less than 2. So we would have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this would be 5 months. Ok, aquí tenemos cuántos meses tenía lluvia, más que 1 pulgada, pero menos que 2 pulgadas. Ok, ya, aquí tenemos, ok, ya la una con los decimales son más, 2 son más que 1, pero menos que 2. Entonces hay 5 números ahí, entonces ya estamos con 5 meses. Okay, now we're going to look at the lesson for Thursday, April 23rd. Ahora vamos a ver la lección para jueves, el 23 de abril. Okay, antes lo que hemos visto son tablas de hoja, de talla hoja, que involucraron ya números enteros y decimales. Up to this point, we've looked at stem and leaf plots that involve whole numbers and decimals. But now we're going to look at a stem and leaf plot that involves whole numbers and fractions, which is really just basically the same thing, because a decimal is just another way of showing a fraction. And so a decimal with a fraction, a mixed number with a decimal is simply another form of mixed number. Okay, entonces vamos a ver, okay, problemas que involucran, okay, tallos de números enteros y hojas de fracciones, que es básicamente igual que un decimal. Okay, Mr. Code Science class measured the heights of their bean plants to the nearest eighth of an inch and recorded their measurements in the stem leaf plot below. Okay, la clase de ciencia del señor Code medieron la altura de varias plantas de frijol a la octava de pulgada más cercana y grabaron sus medidas en el diagrama de tallo de hoja abajo. Okay, and so the question is, what is the difference in height between the tallest and shortest bean plant? Entonces, ¿qué es la diferencia en altura entre lo más alto y lo más bajo planta de frijol? Okay, voy a subir esto un momentito. Okay, now they've done basically a strip diagram here to help us see what we're doing. So we have the shortest bean plant and the tallest bean plant and the measurements of each. Aquí tenemos un diagrama de tiro. Okay, estamos comparando ya la planta más baja con la planta más alta. And what we're looking to find is the difference between them. So this is the question mark that we're trying to answer. Okay, entonces lo que queremos hacer es calcular la diferencia entre esos dos números. Okay, y eso es la respuesta a la pregunta que queremos. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to subtract 4 2/8 minus 1 3/8. Entonces lo que vamos a hacer es restar 4 2/8 menos 1 3/8. Okay, and we're going to do this just like place values. We're going to take the fraction from the fractions and the whole numbers from the whole numbers. Vamos a hacer eso igual como si fuera posiciones de valor, en que restamos las fracciones y también los números enteros. Okay, looking at this, we can't take 3/8 from 2/8, so we have to regroup. Viendo eso, no podemos tomar 3/8 de 2/8 y siempre tomamos el número de abajo del número de arriba, no jamás al revés. We never take the lower number, the upper number from the lower number, so it's always the lower number from the upper number, so and never the other way around. So what we have to do is regroup. Lo que tenemos que hacer es reagrupar. Okay, entonces lo que vamos a hacer es tomar uno de aquí. What we're going to do is we're going to take one whole unit from here, and one whole unit is equal to 8/8. Es decir, un número entero, una unidad entero, ya es igual a 8/8. Entonces lo vamos a sumar con el 2 que tenemos. 8 más 2 son 10. Okay, we're going to take one whole unit here, and one whole unit is equal to 8/8. So we take the 8/8 plus the 2/8 we already have, and that gives us 10/8. Now we can subtract. 10 minus 3 is 7/8. Ahora podemos restar. 10/8 menos 3/8 son 7/8. Okay, and then now we can subtract the whole numbers, which is 3 minus 1 is 2. Okay, ahora podemos restar los números enteros. 3 menos 1 es igual a 2. Y la respuesta son 2 y 7/8. Es la diferencia entre la planta más grande y la planta más chica. Entonces, 2 and 7/8 inches is the difference between the tallest plant and the shortest plant. And this is what they also calculated here. So we have the same answer. Okay, ahora vamos, ya tenemos, now we have several questions that they would like us to answer. Okay, ahora tenemos varias preguntas aquí que quieren que contestemos. Okay, how many bean plants did Mr. Coates' class measure? ¿Cuántas plantas midieron la clase del señor Code? Okay, pues the number of plants is the number of leaves that we have in our diagram. Okay, el número de plantas es el número de hojas que tenemos en el diagrama. Tenemos 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So we look at the number of leaves in our diagram. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So there are a total of 10 plants. And ya midieron un total de 10 plantas. Okay, next question. How many bean plants are taller than 2 3/8 inches? This should have a diagonal in it. So 2 3/8 inches. It said, ¿cuántas plantas son más alto que 2 3/8? Okay, the thing to remember here is they're taller than 2 3/8, so it does not include 2 3/8. You have to look at the ones that are bigger than 2 3/8 without including 2 3/8 itself. Cuando dicen que es los que son más altos que 2 3/8, eso no incluye 2 3/8. Queremos los que son más grandes. Ok, viendo ya el diagrama, we're looking at the diagram here. We have 2 and 0/8. Well, that's smaller than 2 3/8. We have 2 and 3/8. That's equal to 2 and 3/8. Now we're looking for but we want the ones that are greater than 2 and 3/8. So it would be these two, which are 6/8 and 7/8, which are greater than 3/8, and then all of the ones that involve 3 and 4. Okay, entonces lo que vamos a hacer, vamos a ver, okay, eso es 2 y 0/8, que es menos, 2 y 3/8, que es igual a 2 y 3/8. Queremos los que son más, 2 y 6/8, 2 y 7/8, y los dos que tienen 3 y 4 como números enteros. Entonces podemos contar 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We can count them now. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So the answer is, how many bee plants are taller than 2 3/8 inches in height? Would be 5 plants. ¿Cuántas plantas son más alto que 2 y 3/8 pulgadas? Y las respuestas son 5 plantas. Okay, next question. How many bean plants are between 3 and 4 inches tall? So we're looking for ones that are more than 3 and less than 4. Okay, ¿cuántas plantas están entre 3 y 4 pulgadas de altura? Okay, so what we're going to do here is we're looking now, 3 would be 3 and 0/8, but we're looking for what's more than that, so that'd be 3 and 1/8 and 3 and 7/8. 4 is greater than, so we don't. This is greater than 4, so it would just be these two. So there are only 2 plants that are between 3 and 4 inches tall. Entonces, si veamos ya tenemos esos dos son más que 3, pero menos que 4. Ok, entonces aquí está 4, no tenemos 4 en sí, tenemos 4 y 2/8, que es más que 4. Entonces, las respuestas son 2 plantas. 2 plants. Ok, ¿qué es what is the length of the combined heights of the 3 tallest bean plants? ¿Qué es la longitud de las alturas combinadas de las 3 plantas más altas? Okay, well, the 3 plants that are tallest are these 2 and this one. So this is the tallest one, and these 2 are the next 2. So that would be 3. There would be these 3 plants here. All right. Entonces lo que tenemos son, el más alto es esto y los siguientes 2 son estos. Entonces de eso serían las 3 plantas más altas. All right. So what we're going to do now is add these up. Okay, lo que vamos a hacer es sumar eso. Tenemos 3 y 1/8. Okay, we have 3 and 1/8. Then we have 3 y 7/8, 3 and 7/8. And then we have 4 and 2/8, 4 y 2 octavos. Y vamos a sumar. We're going to add these up. Okay, so 1 plus 7 is 8, plus 2 is 10/8. Okay, lo que tenemos es 1 más 7 son 8, más 2 son 10 octavos. 3 plus 4 is 10. 3 más 4 is 10. But now we're looking at this, we have 10/8. Well, 10/8 is more than 1. So this has to, when a mixed number, this always has to be a proper fraction, which is less than 1. So we can split this out. Eso es, ya tenemos 10 octavos aquí, y eso no es aceptable porque no podemos tener una fracción que es más que 1. Okay, tiene que ser una fracción propia. And so lo vamos a hacer es separarlo. What we're going to do is separate this into 8/8 and 2/8. Okay, lo que vamos a hacer es separar 10 octavos en 8 octavos y 2 octavos. Right? 8/8 is equal to 1. All right? And so, entonces, 8 octavos es igual a una unidad. Entonces, nos da un total de 11 con 2 octavos. Right? This gives us a total of 11 plus 2/8. And so the answer here would be 11 and 2/8. And that would be the solution for today. Eso sería la solución para hoy. Okay, now we're going to move on to the lesson for Friday, the 24th of April. Ahora vamos a seguir con la lección para viernes el 24 de abril. Okay, and what we're looking at here is problem solving with various types of graphs. Entonces, el tema para hoy es resolver problemas utilizando varios tipos de diagramas. Okay, it says, over the past 2 weeks, we've looked at problem solving using any type of graph. Let's take time today to practice solving problems that use graphs. Answer the following questions on a sheet of paper. Okay, sobre las últimas 2 semanas hemos visto resolver problemas utilizando cualquier tipo de diagrama. Ahora vamos a tomar el día para practicar resolver problemas que utilizan diagramas. Okay, contesta las preguntas. Okay, the dot plot below shows the weight in pounds of bags of almonds that Kyle had for sale at the beginning of the day. El diagrama de puntos abajo muestra el peso en libras de bolsas de almendras que Kyle tenía para vender al principio del día. Okay, y vemos la clave que cada bolsa representa un bag. Okay, cada punto. And here's your key, which says that each dot represents 1 bag of almonds. Okay, Kyle's first customer purchased the 2 heaviest bags and the 3 lightest bags of almonds that were for sale. What was the total weight in pounds of the bags of almonds that were left after the first sale of the day? Okay, el primer cliente de Kyle compró las 2 bolsas más pesadas y las 3 bolsas más ligeras de almendras que estaban en venta. Okay, ¿qué es el total en libras de las bolsas de almendras que quedaron después de la primera venta del día? Okay, and so we're looking at, okay, so let's look at this. He said purchase the 2 heaviest bags, right? The 2 heaviest bags are these 2, right? And the 3 lightest bags. Okay, las 2 bolsas más pesadas son estos 2. Y ahora las 3 más ligeras. Okay, 3 más ligeras son esto y esto. Entonces, the 3 lightest bags are these 3 because they're the furthest left on the number line. All right. So the question is not about those bags, but it's actually what was the total weight in pounds of the bags that were left. Okay, lo que pasa es que no están pidiendo el total de estas bolsas, pero sino el total de las bolsas que quedaron. Okay, so the bags that were left were these 4. We have 4 bags of 2 1/5 bags each. All right, or pounds each. So what we can do is add those up. Ya tenemos 4 bolsas de 2 y 1/5 de libra cada uno, y podemos sumar esto. And so we can go 2 1/5. 2 1/5, 2 1/5, and 2 1/5. Okay, ya tenemos 2 y 1/5, 2 y 1/5, 2 y 1/5 y 2 y 1/5. Okay, sumando aquí los quintos, ya tenemos 4 quintos. Adding the fifths together, we end up with 4 fifths. And now we add the whole numbers, 2, 4, 6, 8. All right, ahora sumamos los números enteros, 2, 4, 6, 8. Entonces la respuesta sería, okay, 8 y 4/5. So the answer would be 8 4/5. Next, stem and leaf plot below. Okay, I'm going to move this up just a little bit. Okay, the stem and leaf plot below lists the lengths in centimeters of the arm spans of the gorillas at a sanctuary. Okay, este diagrama de Taioja representa las longitudes en centímetros de los brazos abiertos de gorilas en un santuario. All right, and so we're looking at the total arm span of the gorillas. Okay, que quiere decir la distancia de un mano al otro mano de un gorila. Okay, tenemos la clave, siempre tenemos que referir a la clave. So we had 21 girón 8 quiere decir 218 centímetros. Okay, so we're looking here as our key is 2/18, a stem of 21, and a leaf of 8 means 218 centimeters. So we're looking at the stem is the numbers is the place values in front of the units. The leaf are the unit the place value of the single units. Okay, what data is represented by this stem and leaf plot? Well, the data that's represented here is we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Entonces, what we have here is the arm spans of 14 gorillas. So we have arm spans of 14 gorillas. La pregunta es, ¿qué data está representado en ese diagrama de Taioja? Pues ya lo que tenemos es, si contamos las hojas, lo que tenemos es el data de lo largo de los brazos de un mano al otro de 14 gorilas. Okay, eso es lo que está representado aquí. Okay, and then we look at our third question. Jason, a long-distance runner, uses an online computer program to map running routes that vary by distance. Okay, Jason, que es un corredor de distancia larga, utiliza un programa de computadora para grabar, para hacer mapa de las rutas que corre, que varían por distancia. Over the last 3 weeks, Jason used a frequency table to record how many times he ran each route as shown below. Okay, durante las últimas 3 semanas, Jason utilizó una tabla de frecuencia para grabar cuántas veces corrió cada ruta, como mostrado abajo. Okay, so we have here the routes, A, B, C, D, E, the distance, the length of each route, and the frequency that he ran each route. Lo que tenemos son las rutas A, B, C, D, E, okay, la distancia representada por cada ruta y la frecuencia que corrió cada ruta. Okay, and the question is, how many more times did Jason run route D than routes B, C, and E over the last 3 weeks? So, the question is, la pregunta es, ¿cuántas veces más corrió Jason ruta D que rutas B, C, y E sobre las últimas 3 semanas? Entonces, we have route D, okay, which is 9. All right, this is 9. And then we have B, C, and E, which is 1 plus 3 plus 3 equals 7. So 9 minus 7 would equal 2. So the answer would be 2. Lo que tenemos es, okay, la D es 9, okay, la B es 1, la C es 3 y la E es 3. 1 más 3 más 3 es igual a 7. 9 menos 7 es igual a 2. Okay. And then it says, looking at the frequency table provided in question 3, create a dot plot and a stem and leaf plot to match the data. Okay, we can do that here. We don't have that, and so we have, so if we look at our stem and leaf plot, let's look at our dot plot first, I guess. Okay, dot plot, first point we have is 3 and 25 hundredths. Then we have 4 and 8 tenths. Excuse me. 7, 13, and 16 and 2 tenths. Now, normally when I do a number line like this, I like to have it evenly spaced out, but they don't really give us enough room to do that. So we'll just do it this way. All right, now we look at each one. Okay, 3 and a quarter, 3 and 25 hundredths distance, 0 frequency, so we don't need to put anything there. B is 4 and 8/10. There was 1. All right. C is 7 miles. He did it 3 times. All right. 13 is 9 times. Okay, so we have 9. And 16 and 2/10 3 times. So that would present the information, okay, in a dot plot. Now, let's look at what it would look like as a stem and leaf plot. All right, we have so stem and leaf plot. What we should do here, we have whole numbers and decimals. So what we'll do is we'll use the whole numbers as the stem and the decimals as the leaf. So we do stem and leaf. All right, and then we have que es igual a tallo y hoja. And we have, okay, we have 3 and 25/100ths, 4 and 8/10ths, 7, 13, and I'm sorry, this would be 4 and 25/100ths. This is 8, 13, and 16. So and we will look at this one. We have 0. Here we have an 8/10ths. All right. Here we would have 7. All right. So it'd be 3 zeros. All right. 13 we have 9. All right. And so this would be 9 zeros. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Ahora, lo que tenemos aquí son las frecuencias. Ya estamos utilizando ya el número entero como el tallo y el decimal como la hoja. All right. En este caso no tenemos nada para 3/25. Ok, ya 4 y 1/8 es 1. Perdón, 4 y 8 décimos es 1. 7, ok, tenemos 3, pero 7, eso sería 7.0. Entonces tenemos 3 ceros. 13 sería 13.0. Entonces ya ponemos 9 ceros, hay 9 de ellos. 16 and 2/10ths, entonces 16 con 2 décimos, 3 veces, sería 2, 2 y 2. Ok, y eso es la forma de mostrarlo en un diagrama de tallo y hoja. And this is how we would show it in a stem and leaf diagram.